scrollers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma and this video is long overdue. Anytime I get an email from Goodreads that a book on my TBR shelf that I do not own is up for a giveaway, I always enter the giveaway because who doesn't want free books? In June, got an email that I had won the giveaway for Maybe This Time by Kasie West. So I did win this book. There's no speculation in the giveaway that you are gonna post it anywhere online. They do say that because you got a free book, it's nice to review and everything, but I am not being compensated or like getting the book, making this video was not a requirement. Because I won it, I wanted to make a book talk review-ish type video on it. So that's what we're doing today. So Maybe This Time is by Kasie West, and it is the first Kasie West book I've ever read. I did prioritize this book over all the other books on my currently owned TBR shelf, so I haven't read the other book that I own by Kasie West yet, and I didn't know what to expect going into this book. I've heard great things about her. I've heard her compared to other authors. I definitely think I went in kind of expecting maybe like a shorter Morgan Matson style book, and in a way that's what I got, and in a way that wasn't. So this book is about a young girl named Sophie. Sophie is an aspiring fashion designer with big dreams to leave her small Alabama town and go up north to New York City and become a fashion designer. Also, her best friend is the daughter of the town caterer. So the caterer and the florist do all the events together, so she's constantly working with her best friend, which, like, I guess that's really cool. I mean, I work with one of my best friends, so it is really fun to work with one of your closest friends. So she wants to go to New York, but everyone in her life is telling her just to go to Alabama schools, and it's kind of like one of those stereotypical small towns where no one really leaves the small town. That's kind of the town she lives in. So she is fighting against all the odds that she'll get out of town and she can get to New York City, all while like struggling on her portfolio for her applications. And because it would not be a YA rom-com without a leading male, a boy comes in, Andrew comes in, and Andrew's dad is like the emerald of this world, where like he was really big, he had a TV show, and he's kind of fallen off the face of the earth. Like, I haven't heard anything about Emerald in a long time. So he now goes to different catering companies and helps them grow their business. So Andrew is his son, and Andrew is a cocky asshole. And if we're being honest, Sophie's kind of a bitch to him. So they bicker back and forth, but they only see each other at big events. So this whole book takes place in 9 different events. It's like 2 weddings, a funeral, like a 4th of July party, a fall fest, New Year's Eve, and I can't remember the other two or 3. But, oh, there's a Valentine's Day party too. And they fight and bicker the whole time, and there's that. I did enjoy the book. I know I just kind of was kind of cynical about the whole thing. I did really enjoy the book though. It was cute, it was lighthearted, it was an easy read. I did have some issues with it. I didn't love either of the main characters. I thought the guy was a jerk. I thought that she was also kind of a jerk to him and to other people. Like, she just kind of, like, I didn't really like either of them. They weren't people I'd want to be friends with. It wasn't like I didn't want to read from her point of view. They weren't people I'd want to be friends with, which is interesting because there are things from her that I could relate to. I know that when I went away to college, I really wanted to go out of state, but it just wasn't financially realistic, and at 18 I didn't understand why. So I kind of got that part of her, but I didn't love her in any way. The other thing is that this book is strictly the 9 events. So you don't find out, you might like in passing hear like a memory or something that happens between events, but there's like no time, like you don't see any time between events, which is kind of weird to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I didn't love that part of it either. And I should have known, like it tells you in the summary that it's all 9 events and it's like broken up into different parts. So like there's the Valentine's Day is one part and all that. It was a lot different than I was expecting. I do want to read other Kasie West stories because none of the reasons that I didn't love this book were Kasie West related. Like it wasn't like her writing style or anything like that. I think it's just the particular story didn't sit with me well. Don't know a lot about the catering business. I don't know a lot about florists. I don't know a lot about running events. I'm no longer 18 and dreaming of going to college in New York. Didn't relate to the story, and I think that there are other YA stories that you can relate to even as an adult, like whether it's through memories or other things, and this wasn't it. I did enjoy it enough though to mark a couple of lines. I don't remember exactly what they were. And there was a storyline in here that I really could relate to, and I just don't want to talk about it on the internet. And I just went back and quickly checked, and both the things I marked off were part of that storyline. There are some good subplots in it that do make the book worthwhile, and I'm currently working on a rom-com type novel, and I really liked this because I've been thinking a lot about my female lead and her best friend, and I want them to pass the like Bender test or whatever it's called, where you have 2 female characters and you want them to talk about something other than the relationship in the book. And I think these characters did it really well. This character talked about like her issues with her mom with her friend. They talked about the friend's future. They talked about the dad's catering business. They talked about Sophie's future. And they talked about the guy. And they had their own big subplot with the 2 of them. So they passed that test, which was also really cool. And it kind of gives me ideas of how I want to make sure that characters in my book break that or follow or pass, whatever the right word for that test would be. So I liked that about the book. The book was good, it just wasn't for me. That's really how I feel. And like there are books, I feel like every book talk that I haven't loved the book, that's what I'm saying. But like I can tell you, like I do not understand why people like Fangirl. Like that's a book that I can't stand. And I don't think did I ever do a bookshop for it? I can't remember. But like this was not like a fangirl to me. This was just like, it was a book I read. In 10 years I'll forget what it was about. I'll probably keep it for a long time because it is a arc, and you know, you can't sell arcs, so I'd have to give it away, and it's a pretty cover, so I probably will keep it for a long time to come. But if like a friend was looking at a bookshelf and was like, oh, in like 5 years, and was like, should I read maybe this time? I'd probably have to read the summary to even be able to tell them anything about the book. That's what it was. It was not memorable for me. Like I finished this book right before the release date, which was August, or right after the release date, which was July 9th. And it's currently August 17th, and that's why this video is kind of scrambled, because I waited so long to make it. I read it, and I did want to kind of do a quick review. If you like Kasie West, I'm guessing I would recommend it. Like I said, I haven't read anything else by her, so I can't be like, I recommend it. But I'm guessing I would recommend it if you like Kasie West. If you like teen rom-coms, I'd recommend it. If you want a book that you don't feel the need to remember forever, I'd recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it if you were looking for like a hopeless romantic love story. I wouldn't recommend it if you don't read a lot of YA. I wouldn't recommend it if you're looking for a fast action-y story. You fit into some of the categories, you know, there's this book. It did come out on July 9th, 2019, so it is available. I will link its Goodreads page down below because it gives you all these options about where you can buy it. As always, I don't know when my next video will be posted, but I always promise that there'll be another one. If you want to keep up with me though, in the meantime, on a more up-to-date basis, you can check out any of my social medias. I'm going to throw some samples up here on the side, but all of my socials use the same username, which is at Judy_Judy94. I have Pinterest, I have Snapchat, I have Instagram, I got Twitter. So I do have a lot of options if you're looking to keep up to date with me on a more up-to-date basis. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little scrambled, but hey, I tried. And I will see you in my next one. Bye, Worlders. Hey, Worlders, welcome back to the over all the other books. Oh my god, I totally got distracted. I'm trying to tell. Okay. Well, I really can't remember the boy's name. Maybe this time I'll be different. Maybe this time he'll stay. Don't. Hold on.